Hey Royals, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Liz, aka Roy Beauty. Today on my channel, I'm going to be giving you guys some really quick tips. I'm going to try to dumb it down to maybe 5 major things that I do when I'm quickly trying to just achieve a nice look, something that makes me look a bit more awake without doing a full beat. I don't have time for a full makeup beat every single day, and I don't do my makeup every day, but there's some times that you have to go out and you just want to look put together, whether it be a morning meeting or something at your kid's school or just a quick little, gathering. You want to look a little bit done up, but not too done up because you don't got the time. You're just not with it that day. I got you. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that I have to do is my brows, but really a quick and actual major tip when it comes to your brows is to just get them done. A lot of people don't like to wax. I personally get them threaded. I used to wax, don't like waxing. It just really makes my hairs more sparse, and so it causes for my eyebrows to thin even more because they're taking so much off of it. So I do not like to go get my eyebrows waxed anymore. I got tired of explaining to them to just keep it there and just clean it up. It doesn't always work. They don't always listen, and then you end up with no brows. So I didn't really like that. I like my brows thick, so I started getting them threaded. And even threading, sometimes it can be, you never know. It depends on who you get. But you just have to pick that person, find the right person, and stick to them. Or, try to find 2 or 3 people that you like to go to and just get them done. I'm saying this because it saves you a lot more time, because doing your brows takes the longest. If you do have to absolutely do your brows, I'm going to show you guys a really quick tip how to do them super easy, super fast, and not spend too much time. The first product you're going to need for this, and the major product, is going to be a brow type of pomade or a brow mascara, okay? You can find these at your local beauty supply store. Yes, the one that I have here today is CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow. It's one of my favorites, and I get it in the color soft brown. And yeah, it's lighter for me. I wear a lot of colored hair, so dark brows don't really go with a lot of colored hair, so I do like to lighten my brows just a tad. Brown brows kind of go with most of the hair colors that I do, so I usually like to lighten them up just a little bit because I'm not into like making it the same color as my hair. Just not working out for me. This is not going to happen, but I do like to lighten them. So I do use a brow shade that is a little bit lighter than my brows. My brows are black, obviously, but sometimes not even sometimes, I never use a black brow pencil. Just not cute. And all you have to do is go in really quickly, brush your brows into place. Literally just make them a little bit more uniform. It also tints my brows, and it also adds, a little bit more coverage in those sparse areas. Very easy, very simple. And if I brush a little bit over the brow, I kind of get that product in that area, and I'm going to tell you why I do that on purpose. It gives that color in that little area. You see how I'm brushing in an area right here that does not have hair? Is because I'm also kind of coloring. I'm giving that same illusion that I would create with a brow pencil, where I would go in and kind of add those sparse hairs. I'm kind of already doing that with this because it does have product in it. It's just kind of creating that tint right in that area, and I'm going to go back in and clean it up. The next thing that you're going to need is a concealer. Now you can use your concealer or you can use your foundation. The concealer that I like to use is Kat Von D, and it is their Lock It Concealer Cream. This one is really good, and it dries fast, so I don't have to worry about too much time waiting to blend it or issues blending it. It works pretty good, and my favorite part is that it has this wand that I use to actually clean my brows with. So it makes for a really easy situation. It's already ready to go. I don't have to use an extra brush to do it, but if you do have an extra brush that you would like to use, you can use a concealer brush. You can use a small little eyebrow filler brush that will give you a more precise cleanup. But really, I'm trying to make this easy for moms, easy for on-the-go people who don't want to have a whole bunch of brushes on them or have to purchase an extra product or extra thing just to apply the makeup. This is an easy way to go. Find a concealer that already has a brush in it that you can use to apply it. And this one has a really precise small brush, so it makes it a lot easier for me. It's not quite ideal for some people. It might not work for some people, but it works for me. Don't put too much product on it. You can be really crafty with how you apply this underneath your brow. I use like a blender brush to blend this out. I usually blend, if I do it this way, I usually blend the top out first because I want this to really like dissipate. I do not want this to last there in that area, and I blend going up to kind of get it to go further into my skin and out of the way and kind of blend it into my skin, because you do not want halo brows. That's not what we're going for. That blends pretty good. And then for under the brow, I don't go where the concealer is. I go like right underneath it, kind of blending it into the lower part of my crease. I usually just blend this part in so that it blends into my eyelid. Okay, so we did that. And you can make your brow however small, however big you want, but your brows are very important as far as your look. Once your brows are done, you pretty much can see that your face looks 10 times more of a look than it was before. Then you can decide what else you're in the mood for all the way the rest down. So if I didn't want to do anything else, I could possibly leave it here. Well, from this side anyway. I could possibly leave it here, but because I'm showing you guys a full, semi-full face neutral look quick fix, I'm gonna show you guys the rest. Next up, sorry, my family is here. They have a day off today, so one kid is making brownies in the kitchen, making a whole bunch of noise. The other kid is jumping up and down off of the couches and watching TV. Hopefully you guys can hear me just well, because I need to get these videos done today and I'm not stopping. So if this ends up being too loud and you can hear them too much, I will end up doing a voiceover just to make sure you guys get my point. You can still use the same concealer that you use, or you can grab your foundation if you would like and just go over your eye, but you do want to cover your eye with something. At this point, it depends on you and how you look. My eyelids are a lot darker, so sometimes if I look at it and I feel like, you know what, it's just too big of a difference between my eyebrow and my like my eyebrow highlight and then my eyelid, I might go in and add a little concealer or even my foundation shade just to kind of even the tone and make it look a little bit better. For me, it's really up to you. If you want to grab your concealer, you can do that. If you don't, you can grab your foundation and do that. It's really up to you. I'm doing a quick mommy fix that doesn't require putting a whole bunch of product on my face. I'm literally just going to grab my concealer again. So today we're just going to use a Too Faced. We're going to use your concealer, grab your concealer, and what we're going to do with your concealer is put it in the areas that we're going to conceal. And honestly, you guys, I hate a lot of product on my face. If you're like me, then you do too. So I scrape it off. Like I scrape off a bunch of it. This is a quick fix. We're not trying to look beat. We start going for coverage, but not full coverage. Kind of look like we did that. So what I do is kind of just go ahead and dab onto my eyelids very lightly. Again, this is for my neutral mamas who are trying to just, some will look like they did their face, but they didn't go overboard because they're not trying to have a bunch of product on their face for the day. They're just trying to look, you know, neutrally done up just to go out wherever they're going. I will even go in the areas that I usually will be concealing anyway and maybe give a little bit more product than I would. And underneath your eye, these are the very important parts right here. And I dab just a little bit. I don't do the whole, you know, beat face look where I go, you know, everybody does this whole thing. I don't do that. I don't have time for that. I literally just dab it here. And this is on my fast days. This is on my days when I'm like, I have to get out. We all have to get out the house. But I just want to look somewhat done up. I'm just going to tap it in these areas just like that. And this is because in this area, this is like the darker area. This is the area where the bags are. This is the area where it makes you look like you're sleepy. This is where you need to lighten up. So you can, at this point, go ahead and do the whole line situation if you would like. Sometimes I don't. I feel it out and see if I need it. But most times I do, because this also helps with adding some definition to your face, making you look like you got, you know, a little bit of a beat. Just throw that in there. I usually go right here. These are crucial places for my face, but they are unnecessary. You do not have to do all of that. If you go for a little bit more of a contoured look, you can go ahead, do that as well. I'm literally skipping the foundation part because these are the major parts here. Real quick, do a quick line. And then I use one brush for everything. This one, my Real Techniques brush, is one brush that will blend everything. It's a major hitter. It will help you in the long run. And also this other Real Techniques brush can be used. So right over my lid, I kind of just go ahead and blend that in. Blend, 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 blend. Even blend it into my crease a little bit. And then I go down and really, because my face is small, I can blend with this. Just like that. I make sure to be really, really super, super gentle with underneath your eye. You don't want to get products in your eye trying to be fast, but at the same time, you see how that blends? Just like that. Now you go in, you can blend the outer area first, so you let that part sit. You don't have to be quick with it, but sometimes you don't have time for it to sit. Just blend it in a little bit and be very light-handed so you're not taking too much product off. Okay. Still not going all the way up into that area because you want that lighter highlight to be there, to remain there. Take it down your nose. And I'm going super fast because I'm acting as if I need to go somewhere right now. I could use this here so I don't jack up my brows that I worked so hard on. Okay, and you see that? You see that line of demarcation? We're coming back for that. Don't worry about that. That's where this comes in. This is my usual brush to blend in everything. I'm going to use this for my face. Go ahead and blend that concealer. And if you make it a nice straight line, it will help you contour just fine. And I swirl where the line actually meets, where you could see that line. If it's still not trying to blend, swirl. And I go really light-handed with everything else. I try not to worry about too much. This is not a full beat. This is me trying to get out the house. This is me trying to make sure that I am looking somewhat awake. Okay? We're done here right now. This is, all right, set. But what we're gonna do is go ahead and set under my eye if you would like to. This step is optional. This step is if you have time. If you don't have time, do not worry about this because you are trying to use a concealer. This is the major tip I forgot to tell you. Use a concealer that is matte. Use a concealer that is drying. Use a concealer that will set. If you use a concealer like that, you don't really have to worry about setting under your eye as much. You can get away with it, especially if this is a quick fix for a quick move. You don't need to bake or anything like that. Baking now takes it to a full face, now takes it to a time that you have to sit there and really wait for it to do too much, which you don't have time for. So don't worry about that. But if you would like to, I use, and my whole thing is looking jacked up because of how I travel, but this is Laura Mercier's translucent medium deep powder. It's a setting powder and it's in deep brown. I just go ahead and I use this. I take the same little brush that I used to blend. I try to use minimal products. Moms, don't worry about all these brushes. Don't worry about all these brushes. Keep it real simple so you can make it fast. And I just dab this into the area that I put my concealer. I literally press it in. Press it in so that it sets. If you don't press it in, it's just sitting at top and that's not really doing what you need. Press it in so it sets. You could even do this over your lid. Makes for an even finished look. Like, these are like quick tips. Honestly, because I'm talking to you is what's taking me so long. I would have been done by now. Quick, quick, quick. You set it. You don't need too much. A little goes a long way. I'm dabbing it and then I'm tapping. So I'm not even putting that much product on there because I don't want to have cake face. I don't want to have to. And this product is so good if you're not gonna have cake face. It melts into my skin so good, but still. You want to set under your eyes especially. That's where the core is. That's where the major is for your eye look. You can even dab this on top of that highlight underneath your brows to set that and make sure that doesn't move for the rest of the day. Good stuff. I try not to do too much. Now you see, we've got a look going on here, right? Okay, so the quickest thing now that I will tell you to do as far as contouring your face, you want a stick foundation or a stick concealer. All my stuff looks jacked up, y'all, because of the way I travel. I'm sorry. But this is Fenty Beauty's Espresso Matchstick, and this is what I use to this is the fastest way to contour. It's like, ever since Fenty came out with this particular matchstick, I've been golden. I also used to use Bobbi Brown foundation stick. I even sometimes come in here in my nose and I'll contour my nose because sometimes, you know, I look a little bit more fluffy and I would like to tone, you know, chisel that out. For the smaller areas, a small brush like this. I don't care if I've already used it 1,000 times for something, it will still do and serve its purpose. So I just come right in here, blend out that. Gravy looks good. Hopefully on camera it looks good. And grab for this brush again. This is my head. I'm literally trying to use the same brushes so you guys can see how easy this is to make it all come together without stressing out about what brushes to use. Cause like I'm a busy mommy. Like I don't have time for any of the shenanigans. But you do have to make sure you are going in and blending. And if you do it right, your contour actually takes place of even your foundation. You don't need your foundation if you do this right. During the summer when I'm really hot, I don't like a lot of products on my face, so this is something that I utilize mostly during that time. And if you move fast, once you get these parts down, Liam, can you put the volume down, Papa? If you get this down and you move fast, you're done. Like this should have been so done. The video is only taking long because of the fact that I am talking to you guys and I'm taking the time to show you guys what products and all that. Looking like yourself, you don't look cakey or anything like that, and you can literally stop wherever you decide you know you're good. If you're not gonna do lashes, you wanna grab something like this. This is the Inglot eyeliner gel. Inglot's black gel liner is black and it is amazing. This is my favorite. It's lasted me all throughout. I think I got it sometime last year. I use this with this one. So I use a little bit of this product, a little bit goes a long way, you guys. All I do is go ahead and I line my eye. Now you can be really fancy and do a nice little wing. A wing is ideal if you would like to give the impression that you have lashes on. But if you don't got time for that, you don't know how to do that, don't worry about it. Do not worry about creating a wing. And when I say wing, sometimes I do the smallest little swoop. I don't do the extra. And when I start my wing, I start from right here and kind of like build it up. I don't do it all the way from here, but you can. This part is definitely, you can leave this part out, it's optional, but it will help your eyes pop more. It will make your eyes look like you have lashes on. It just adds a little extra oomph. It's optional though, you don't have to do this. And if you really wanted to save time, just do it to the line and just at least get this eye line to look a little bit deeper and darker, and then use your mascara, which is what we're gonna do next. I have the MAC in Extreme Dimension 3D Black Lash. And then I also have my favorite, which is the Colossal Spider Effect Volume Express from Maybelline, New York. First, I go in and I use the MAC one to kind of separate my brows and my lashes. Separate my lashes and kind of get them coated and out the way. And my lashes like to hide, so I need a good mascara that will really make them stand out. Then I go in with Maybelline on top, and this is where the magic really happens because this product is crazy. But now it at least has something to add to. This is my personal routine. You do not have to use these particular ones, but these ones do well for me. You will definitely see the difference between one eyelash and the other. But I do always have this palette handy. This is my favorite, hands down of all time favorite contour palette. This is by Black Radiance, and it's their True Complexion Contour Palette. I have it in the shade Dark to Deep. I had it medium to deep before, and I like both of those for my complexion. A Real Techniques brush. All my brushes, majority of my brushes are Real Techniques brushes. I have other brushes as well that I will share with you later on, but these ones are the ones especially for beginners or people, mommies who are busy on the go. This is so that you guys have an option that is basically affordable and it's available to you everywhere. So Target, Walgreens, Walmart, they all have Real Techniques brushes, and also Amazon, which I will link down in the description for you guys. So I'm trying to give you guys affordable, fast, easy brushes that you can find anywhere first, and Real Techniques are a very great option. So this is the contour brush here that I use, and it is literally a sculpting brush. I use this, and like I said, this is you want to be careful here. If you go in too hard, your whole face will be super like it's dark, and it's a good thing, but you want to be careful with it. So what I usually do sometimes is I grab a smaller brush. I know I'm using this brush for everything, but just to give you an idea, I will literally just tap it for my complexion, and I will kind of sculpt right here. And you see how dark that is? Girl, it's beautifully dark. So I will use that and kind of blend that down. And this is sculpting my cheek well, this is sculpting my jawline. Just like that, a very small amount, not too much, but it gives you, sis, if you can't see this, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you can see the difference, all right? Hopefully you can see the difference, but even if you can't see it, like I see it and I love it, it's very, very, very light. And I do it to the other side too. A nice little tap, like I said, very, very small amount on there. I dab it right in this little area, right by my ear, and I start to swirl it down to blend it. And it gives this very faint line, okay? I will go in with my sculpting brush and I grab this shade here, tap the excess off so it's not too much, and I go over wherever I put my contour shade earlier. And sometimes I swirl that in too because I want it to really be a light blend. I don't use too much product. I'm trying to be quick. I'm trying to get out the door, you know? So I just go in real quick and kind of set all of that. Just set it. And that's what I do with that. And then I'm done. If I want to use my highlight shade, I'll go in and highlight my areas. This is it. This is the end. Once I'm done here, this is a look. This is done. I literally just need some lip gloss like this one. This is from NYX. This is Everything lip oil, and this is a nice, you know, shade. If you're not a lip gloss person, I used to be like a straight up just matte, and I still am unless it's a clear gloss. And that's it, you guys. This is basically what I do as a mom, as a entrepreneur, as a quick, you know, person that needs to go on the go and I barely have enough time in the morning to do too much. This is what an everyday look is for me. So this is the easiest thing I could possibly do for you guys very quickly. It's not a lot of baking involved. You can make it really fast, honestly. And it all depends on you. You could leave out some steps, keep some steps. So it really depends on you, what you need from any of those steps. Make it simple, make it quick. The major hitters that I would say at the end of the day are to focus on your eyebrows being done, your lashes being done, and or your lashes being flared. At least you want to see your lashes. It makes your eyes pop. It makes your eyes, you know, look more awake. You're awake and you're open. And of course, maybe concealing underneath your eye just to make sure that you look awake. So if you do those three major things, I think everything else is kind of just optional at that point. Making sure your lips are moisturized is a must. But like I said, eyebrows, eyelashes, and underneath your eyes are the major parts of just making sure your face looks awake. I hope this was helpful for you guys, especially my mamas out there that are looking to kind of, you know, pop a little something, but get out the door and get to those meetings, get to work, get their kids on the go. Whatever the case may be, however your schedule is, even for my stay-at-home moms like myself, hopefully this helps you guys. And if it did, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it with another mama. Share it with a group. Share it with a group chat. Share it with somebody who you think this will benefit. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you guys so much. Stay royal.